everybody. Welcome to the Thunder Rooster podcast. Today is our first interview episode that we've ever had, and I thought I'd give a nice little buffer into this episode. Today we are interviewing a independent short filmmaker. I mean, he's kind of amateur and getting into it, but his work's very promising. His name's Austin Giles. We actually work with him, and it was kind of one of those things where we had met at work. He started listening to the podcast, and he has a lot of knowledge on films and stuff. So we began talking to him about coming on and kind of helping us tackle these films because of his vast knowledge. But anyways, we bring him on, and I'm just blown away at the fact that this man shoots little short films on his phone. And apparently there's a whole niche of people that just shoot on their phone. So it's a very interesting conversation. I realized a lot of things that we hadn't learned prior to this. So he's a very promising individual. I'll say it again and again and again. But I can't wait to see what this guy comes up with next. And I hope you guys enjoy this. And please let us know if you want to see more interviews. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, introduce to you Austin Giles. And welcome to the Thunder Rooster podcast. My name is Ron.
I'm Paul.
And today we are joined by our guest, Austin Giles.
Mr. Giles.
He is a coworker of ours who we recently found out is very interested in short films and is kind of a short film, can't really say prodigy because he's too old for that, but he's a promising young man.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks, man.
Of course.
So, Austin, tell us, well, real quick, because I'm a little flustered because it's the first time we've ever had an interview on this podcast of ours. But make sure everybody likes and subscribes to our YouTube channel. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts. Rate us, review, whatever. I don't care what you put on there. Put a recipe for a pie for all I care. You know, we just need something on there for the algorithms to pick us up there. Anywho, out of that. Austin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, I'm Austin Giles, and I'm a promising young man.
You are,
yes,
indeed.
Yes.
I'm from Menor, Ohio. Menor Headlands, Ohio.
I'm very familiar with that area. Yeah,
I am not.
it's beautiful.
I'm imported from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's essentially an island, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Because it has only one way in, and then there's a back way out.
Really?
And that's it.
It's very nice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded by the Menor Marsh.
I'll
have to go by sometime, Ron, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when did you first start getting into, shooting your own films and stuff?
I'd say that goes back to when I was about 7.
Yeah.
My dad, he passed away last year.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. He was really into movies. He would go to the movies by himself. Like, even if nobody wanted to go with him, there was a new movie, he was there.
Fuck yeah.
So I'd say he got me into movies. He'd show me stuff that I was probably pretty age inappropriate to see.
We've all been there with that one.
Right.
We had a little mom and pop video store up the street called Joe's Video in Menor Headlands.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he would take me up there all the time. I remember the first time watching The Terminator when I was about 7. And what else? Predator, First Blood.
It's so funny because it was around the same age I watched those.
Right.
Too. Yeah.
I think those movies are a father and son, experience, kind of, especially Rocky. That's the other one. I'm a big fan of Rocky, the whole series. And Creed. Creed's really good.
You know, they're coming out with another one.
Yeah, but he's not going to be in it.
I know. They got to move the story out. They got to move it along.
I think that's why everybody's okay with it.
Yeah.
Because it's a Creed franchise now. And did you see Creed 2?
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
He actually said it's your time.
It's your time.
He didn't join him in the ring.
No.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with those two.
You haven't watched
Creed? You should.
When I first saw the preview for that, I did not have high hopes for it. I was like, "Oh, Rocky spinoff. This is the seventh Rocky movie
or 7,000th Rocky movie."
But it was legitimately
it was
good.
Yeah, the story was great.
It's got like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Fucking hate Rotten Tomatoes. I don't listen to that bullshit.
Yeah, that was just a reference. You shouldn't, because that'll dictate maybe how you feel about it.
That's true.
Yeah, right.
See someone's review.
Because there's times where you look
high thing,
right,
and you're like expecting it to be amazing, and
sure, but they're coming.
Well, they shit on it, and then you're like, oh, I guess it's not that good.
But there's like that Venom movie that came out. I mean, a lot of people reviewed it really shitty, but
it made money, so they're going to make another one.
Yeah. I thought it was a really awesome movie. It didn't stick with the comic book story quite as much, but
I didn't see it.
Oh, you gotta see it. It is pretty cool. Sorry, I've cut you off, Paul.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, you're going to have that. You're going to come across a movie that, you know, you might see a rating from Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb and go, but I thought it was a 10.
Right.
You know, but not to that extent.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Websites like that, they can almost put you off seeing it at all.
True. Very true.
If you see it's got such a low score, they're like, well, why bother? I mean, that's happened to me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But I need to kind of break out of that
and
just kind of see it and make up my own mind.
Right.
But anyways, young age, my dad took me to a lot of movies. I was kind of his little sidekick in that department. So, in one year for Christmas, my parents bought me a camcorder, but you had to have it attached to the VCR for it to record. So
thanks, all of Mom and Dad.
And it shot in black and white.
Yep.
And all of my movies took place only about 2 feet away from the entertainment center.
I mean, it got you started though.
Yeah, right.
My wife laughs at this one. It was like when 1997, I think that's when Titanic came out.
That's correct.
Huge hit. So I got a book from the library of the history of Titanic. So I thought a movie, I put my camera at it, I played Celine Dion and flipped through the pages. And that was my Titanic movie.
Nice. That's awesome. So the short film aspect, I mean, is that more or less like your introduction into maybe trying to do like an actual feature, or is it like that's kind of like the kind of niche you're kind of going for?
Well, what happened with that was it never seemed possible because you had to have, when I was a teenager, we didn't have smartphones like we do now.
Nope.
And you had to have money to have equipment to make, if you wanted to make a movie that actually looked good. Of course, you could do it on, like on a standard digital camera back then that you could buy at Walmart or something, but it was terrible. And there's a lot of technical stuff that I didn't know.
It's very intimidating.
Oh yeah.
Job, I guess you'd say, because there's so much tedious work that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's so much knowledge too you gotta have. It's great white balance, all of that. I didn't know about any of that until recently.
Color correction.
Color grading, color correction, syncing your audio and post. I never knew. Well, when I was younger, I never knew that they did that separately.
Yeah. I seriously though, I mean, you have to wear so many hats. I mean, just doing this podcast, I mean, I've got at least 4 or 5 hats somewhere, and anytime we go up here and do this,
I saw you running around trying to get everything ready.
But yeah, there's so much that goes into it. But on face value, you just think somebody just has a camera, say action, and everything just happens. No, not the case.
Oh yeah, I was always the kid that would watch. I'd like what VHSs had the behind the scenes featurettes like on them. I'd be the guy watching those. So I don't know. Yeah, I was always interested in that stuff behind the scenes and how they made it, and watching the interview with the actors, and a lot of people aren't into that. You know, it's crazy how some people. I talked to a guy not too long ago. He didn't even know who Clint Eastwood was.
What?
And that like blew my mind.
I think he told me about that.
Yeah, he said, "Who's that?"
I confronted him about that.
My age.
Damn it, Kyle.
Was it Kyle?
No, but Kyle has another one.
That's okay.
Todd always messes with him about that, not knowing who these people are.
Right.
Man, that's funny.
Just I don't know. I myself have been that way with films and stuff. Like I'll even listen to this podcast is called Behind the Camera, I think it's called, with Sam. Insert name here, but
Sam Houston?
Does, huh?
Sam Houston?
No.
Oh.
I want to say it's like Sam Rockwell or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably wrong. But
so
anyway.
Is he famous, or is he just famous from?
He's a famous photographer.
Oh,
and he
totally
does all these kind of photography sets for actors and stuff when they're doing these movies. So I don't know a ton about him, but he has this really great show where he'll invite actors on and they'll just kind of go through how they became actors and aspects of certain movies and stuff. And I will binge that shit all the time. I mean, he's got stuff like Will Ferrell, what's her name? Christina Hendricks.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting one. Danny McBride, fucking spirit animal. All right. That dude is hilarious. But anyways, like, that's what I'm saying is like, you know, you watch all the extra features on DVDs, you know, you see all the behind the scenes, all the cuts, you know, you kind of deep dive on what would the actor like during this stuff. I mean, it does take a certain breed of individual that wants to dive into all that, I guess is what I'm saying. And I mean, I'm that way about music as well. I mean, you find me a good tune, I'm going to dissect the shit out of it. That's the reason why I listen to like jazz and stuff from like the 40s and 50s, because I'm purely listening to it as just, you know, a common listener. Any music nowadays or anything I'm doing, I'll be constantly dissecting what's going on and everything. Whereas with the other stuff, I can just be a fan. You know?
And that he's right, because I'll watch a movie and I'll be like, "Oh, that was a cool shot. How did they do that?"
Sure.
Or you got to go. There's people behind there filming that. There's a, what do they call him? A gaffer.
Yeah.
Too many lens flares.
The boom guy. Yeah. The key grip.
old JJ.
Too many lens flares, no good.
I guess really I know what you're saying. You kind of like pick it apart now. Like before, when I was younger, you're just a fan watching it, and
you think of watching Star Wars as a kid, and it's like you're like, "Oh, that's cool, they did this." But then like you get older, and you're like, "Wow, you look at how Spielberg shot the freaking galaxy and the ships," and it's like, and that was low budget in the 70s. I mean, there's a lot of things that were going on.
Yeah,
but amazing, straight amazing.
What Spielberg flick were you?
Oh, sorry, George Lucas. Sorry, George Lucas. I said Spielberg to Star Wars because we were in that conundrum.
Hey, they were
and
buddies.
You call yourself a fan?
They were Indiana Jones. Didn't George Lucas create Indiana Jones?
I think so. Didn't he like sell a script or something like that?
Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah, that masterpiece.
Oh man, I have not mentioned this yet, but Austin actually films his shorts, and we're gonna show that pretty soon on our breaks. But he does it all on a mobile phone. Like you said, you have what are you currently shooting on?
An S21 Ultra.
An S21
Galaxy.
Ultra. That's
Samsung.
Crazy. But yeah.
So let me ask you this: was there specific film or something that you saw from your early years that were like, I wanted to maybe do this down the road, or get in the idea of being interested in doing, you know, filming and things of that nature? Like, was there one moment that stuck out? I mean, that's just so cool that you had that relationship with your father early on, and obviously it built something, you know. But like, was there something that that you saw? Because like Ron knows this, like with me, I won't go into this, but like I heard one Metallica song that just changed my life on the band and wanted me to pick up a guitar. Did you have a moment for that when it comes to film? If there is one.
Maybe not when I was that young, but
Sure.
I'd say about 10 years ago, I saw Clerks by Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he made that for like $20,000, and it was like a huge hit for
Yeah.
him. I mean, that kind of stands out. I was like, oh, well, I could do this maybe one day.
Sure.
And I guess before that, in like 2005, they actually filmed a movie around the Headlands. It was like a B movie. It was terrible, called Bigfoot.
Oh no, I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's right up my alley.
Yeah, right. For sure.
But I mean, that was another thing. I was like fascinated by that when, you know, because you'd see them, the crew around my neighborhood, and it's like, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's something really cool to see an actual crew go into town and stuff like that, because I was out recording and stuff out in California, and we'd drive by just a random neighborhood, and there'd be a whole like 3 to 4 trailers full of
I've
shit.
never seen
and
that.
there's,
That
like,
would be pretty.
somebody's
spectacular.
front of their house is all lit up and everything. It looks like it's like dusk and it's the middle of the day. I'm like, how the fuck do they do this shit?
Well, that's probably commonplace around there, huh?
Right,
People that
yeah.
live there.
It's crazy.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
True.
We're going to take a quick break, and we are going to play for you Austin's short film, The Visitor.
Eek!
Make sure you change your pants afterwards, and we'll talk about it.
Oh, come on.
Hello? What are you doing in my house? Hello? Listen, man, I'm about to call the cops.
The Heath Ledger as the Joker, though, fucking great.
Yeah, it was so great. I fucking killed him.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Do you think after that he would have been, if he had lived? But you think I
Like,
think
he
he
wouldn't
still.
have been able to conquer that one, like,
I don't know.
or are you saying
I
keeping
just-
him
No,
in
no.
the
Like,
same?
do you think he would have, like, his career would have took a different, like, blown up? Like, he was pretty big
I was
already.
gonna say he was already there, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like that would have propelled him to a whole new level if he was
Well,
if he'd lived.
Oh yeah.
I think he still would have won the Oscar.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't know how it is for like actors to get in the minds of what they're trying to portray.
oh,
and play.
you remember the stories about him locking himself in
Oh
a
god, yes,
hotel
I heard
room
all of them. It was fucked up.
and he's practicing the voice?
Hey, welcome back. How you doing?
Just had to throw that clap in there. So
Yes.
But
back.
yeah, his whole thing with like really getting into the role by taking all kinds of, like, wasn't it bipolar medicine and stuff like that he was taking that basically had the adverse effect if he wasn't bipolar.
I don't remember.
Do you want to share with our viewers and listeners what we're talking about?
Oh yeah,
Because we just kind of came
mean,
back.
I threw the clap in there, but we were already talking about it. But we're talking about Heath Ledger as the Joker.
I didn't even know
you
we were coming back. I just thought
That was
Ron
a
likes
quick
to
one.
clap.
Well, we
He's
were,
like, let's go.
we were talking about this, and I was like, this
He's like,
should
all right, let's go.
probably,
Let's
this
go.
should probably
Yeah,
be
he did
recorded.
too. He didn't even. Hey
No
guys,
warning.
we're gonna go
No
back.
warning. He's like, let's go. We're good.
All right, guys, shut the fuck up.
I mean, I can cut all this out, so it's all good. You know,
Okay.
editing and whatnot. But yeah,
We're talking about Heath Ledger and his Joker.
yeah. But what we will talk about now is that little short film you just saw by our guest, Austin Giles. And dude, when I first saw that, I'm not going to lie, I was like, where the fuck this guy come from? Like, I was so shocked at just it looks like a professional shot.
Really?
Hands down.
Yeah.
That like shocks me. Like, and that's literally what he said. He said, "Get the fuck out of here" on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Dude,
Verbatim.
Still scared.
I mean,
Just thinking about it.
Really?
I am.
It's
I
shocking
am.
because, I mean, first off, like, the whole reason why we started talking about all this was, you know, we kind of bonded over the whole movie aspect and film and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't even tell me yourself. I had to figure out that, hey, this YouTube channel subscribed to us and commented. And
That
Hey,
was
what
my-
kind of camera
Next
you guys
thing you
using
know-
there, guys?
I see his handsome face on a thumbnail there. And I was like, this motherfucker. So-
That was my way of telling
I was
you.
like, acting debut? Like, what is going on here?
right.
I was thinking that too. I was like, this is kind of my silent way of telling Ron I make funny little short films.
I
on
make films.
phones.
It's like, I can do this too, bitch.
But not like this.
But that
Oh, man.
that scared me.
What?
What part of it scared me?
Yeah, like what about it? Like,
So if I put, well,
We'll
I
get
would
to
say
that
I don't
in a
want to.
second.
I don't want to describe it. We gotta let everyone see this.
didn't they just see
They
it?
just saw it. The power
Insert
of
what?
editing.
I know. I didn't know where you were.
But anyways,
Eek.
I want to know, did you have like a I mean, there's not a lot of dialogue in it, but did you script out what you wanted done
No.
or no?
I wasn't even going to show it to anybody.
Look at that.
Really?
All ad-libbed.
Dude.
That's pretty impressive. Just go ad-lib like that.
Like,
It-
is most of the stuff that you've done, like all the stuff that's on your channel right now, is that just
That's what I was
completely
telling
like,
Paul. There's no scripts to them. I just make it up as I go. That's what's
you motherfucker?
That's pretty good.
really. It shocks me that you're that
storyboard or
impressed.
nothing. You're just
The off the top of your head
Right.
stuff, dude. That's like some improv gold that, like,
right. You
I
just
think
like,
what you have some magic in a bottle and you don't know it's
yeah.
there.
I still don't think it's there.
Oh, dude.
It just blows my mind that you guys were that impressed. I mean, thank you.
Finding
That's
out
really-
that you just that was just by the
Well, he was
fucking
like-
wind of things.
he
Like,
looked at one of the clips and he goes, there's someone asking about some of the cameras we use, and I like, oh, cool, that's cool. We look down and we're like, that's Austin. Austin's got a channel. I'm like, okay, let's check this out. And like I said, so I put the visitor on and I'm like, I could put myself in that position because, like our house, like it's lit, but it's like really lightly lit. And I could just imagine just like maybe seeing something like that if it was to come about and you're like, hey. And it's twitching.
Really?
and Just.
I think in real life, I would be a little bit more. I feel like
yeah,
I was
you
a
wouldn't
little,
react that way. Yeah.
What are you
Get the
doing in
hell
here?
Get out of here.
What are you doing in here?
See, that's something though too. Is like something I've always wanted to do was kind of make like a,
Make movies.
in a sense, like I've constantly always have ideas for it, but I just have no fucking idea where to start. But like my ultimate goal is to make a horror film that is a comedy. And what I mean like that, I don't want it to be like corny or like in your face fart jokes all the time.
Like
or
Scary
anything
Movie?
that. Yeah, I don't want it to be like that.
So it's not a parody of a horror
Exactly.
movie. It's a horror
I
film.
want it to be a full on, like, you're going to be, on the seat of your pants through a lot of stuff and about to piss yourself. But at the same time,
You can laugh too.
you're going to be going through there and just randomly you're going to fucking start dying laughing and then jump scare or, you get fucking shit scared out of you.
You know what?
So the minute the person gets killed, they drop a fart.
So, yeah, something else.
Well, you know who you'd like then is Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Evil Dead?
Yeah.
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 Like that stuff?
Oh,
Is that what Drag Me to Hell? Did you see that one, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love the idea of just combining the two genres like that.
That movie did not give you a second to breathe between jump scares. If anyone out there has not seen that, see that. It just, my heart was pounding the whole time because he hit you like every 5 seconds. You didn't have, how like they'll give you some downtime to relax.
Yeah, and then boom, right there.
No, it was constant.
Right back at you.
He's another one I think started out independently, right? Evil Dead was a low budget.
With Bruce Campbell, yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Budget. Yeah.
You never know what's going to take off. Like, you think he expected You think Kevin Smith expected his movie to launch him into a career that's been like 30 years?
No.
Or Robert Rodriguez?
I mean, with Kevin Smith, he legitimately just had
His friends.
making that movie. And that's all he wanted to do at that time was like, I just want to make a movie.
And he had his friends. He had a convenience store. And
the rest was history.
yeah. And he had a career.
And Clerks was born.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he's got another clip that I think he shows some comedy chops in this one that we'll show on our next break. But, yeah, I mean,
boy.
You had to have at least had some kind of idea in mind, like some kind of like timetable of how you wanted to do the warning label.
I didn't know what was going to happen when I opened the cabinet.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome how you did that because like even with my editing skills, what little it might be, but like the fact that you had your whole arm come out of the cabinet.
Oh, that's green screen.
I
had to make it black and white because, as you know, with green screen, you could see the reflection of the green screen all over the arm. So I had to make it black and white so you couldn't. I mean, you could obviously still tell, but it wasn't like as in your face that it was.
Oh, so you couldn't really light it up a whole lot to kind of cancel that out.
No, and a lot of stuff, like I said, is just the seat of my pants. It's
right.
Just, well, this might be funny, and the only thing about The Visitor was the lighting was planned.
Yeah.
The way I did that. So I turned off all lights in the house. I just had that one lamp lit when I was doing my stuff.
Yeah.
And then I put my little RGB light underneath me so you get some shadows casted in the back. So, but you make the color temperature the same as the lamp. Mm-hmm. So it looks like that's where it's motivating the light.
Yeah.
But it was just like right underneath me, That's an old horror movie trick where they light you from underneath.
Yeah.
So that, and then when I did the other stuff, which I was telling Paul, don't be scared because picture me in a robe and a one of my wife's wigs, Halloween wig, a red Halloween wig. Yeah. I wish I would have had a picture of it and you wouldn't be scared no more. That was me in a wig, and imagine it not sped up and me looking really stupid, going like this and then going like this.
It's so great though how you took that and manipulated it in such a way that it really is freaky when you watch it. I mean,
and that's what I've heard. Like, you guys aren't the only one who's has
look
told
at
me
your
that.
view count.
It's
I'm just saying, but look at your view count.
Yeah, everybody who's watching this or at least bit interested in film at all, you need to go to his YouTube channel because whenever I discovered it, you had 6 subscribers, I think?
I got 7 now. Right?
Oh, he's got 7 now. And I think the 7th was myself. So, but go to his channel. It's Limited Means Production.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, we'll link it in the description below. But yeah, I want you to see all the stuff he has.
It is so worth watching.
Just based on that alone is why we wanted you to bring you on. Well, I will say not exactly that, because my first initial reaction to have you on was just to help us knock out some film stuff. But after seeing that, I mean, I just had to have you on. I want to ask you all these questions.
That's what was funny, because that's how it went down, too.
Yeah, that's what he told me, too.
He texts me. He goes, come over here. I go, okay, he's finally got a topic he wants to talk about.
He's like, come see me.
Yeah, I was like,
see me.
I said, all right, Ron, what is it? Lay it on me. He goes, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, me? He goes, yeah. He's like, I like that Visitor one. It's like, I thought it was really creepy, and I want to ask questions about it. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, man, it made me feel a little warm inside.
As it should.
Yeah.
It should. Yeah.
You should be proud.
I called my wife after, and I was like, remember I told you I was going to be on that guy's podcast? You'd never guess what the topic's going to be. And I told her, she's like, she's like, nobody's going to fucking watch that.
Whatever. We'll show
I'm
her.
Kidding.
What's your wife's name?
Ashley.
Come on.
No, she was like, that's awesome.
No,
like,
I mean, obviously she's helping you out with
good
some.
in there too.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
she's got great comedy chops. She's
really
the one with Jason Momoa was her idea.
that's awesome.
So now I don't know how I feel about that. Now that I'm rewatching that.
No, I think that was very well done.
Loud. Well, do you want me to talk about that yet?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Loud snacks was her idea. It's anything she could think of that I do that pisses her off. She's like, let's film it.
I thought you were going to get backhand.
Oh.
The entire time you're like,
Yeah.
I should have put based on a true story underneath that because she has.
Austin!
That's happened.
Austin!
Ooh, I've been waiting to watch this.
Journey towards motherhood at 41. She seems to have it all, except one thing: a partner to start a family.
I was married briefly, and I did think that was the end.
So we found 15 sexy and sophisticated men who are ready to skip the dating and go straight to baby making.
I am ready to have children. My biological man clock is ticking.
To help Christy on her journey, we had the men show off their parenting and partnership skills. Fertility tests.
The competition is getting stiff. Motherhood is terrifying.
Who's really here to start a family with her.
It's like a little barracuda. No nipples are safe.
And who is still single because they aren't ready.
Somebody else got the credit for my initiative. There's a snitch in the house. You gotta stop, Tom. I need to know.
Let's not forget about romance.
You are the one to do this real for me.
This is beautiful, right?
Oh my god, this is the most romantic thing I've ever been on.
Can you be any fucking louder?
I honestly can't imagine my life.
God.
I don't want to die alone.
Yeah. Through the power of editing, you've just seen what we were talking about.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, it's
sorry.
no, it's all good, man. We're just going with the flow on this one. I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
What's next for you, man?
What's next for me? I don't know. I got to come up with some ideas. I have a collaborator. His name is Chris. You know, we're always kind of bouncing them off each other, but we both have kids. It's really hard to get together in a time when we don't have them.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess there's no clear plan right now, but you guys will be the first to see it whenever it pops up. I might
He
even
gets inspired. Boom.
I might have to talk to you about some stuff after the podcast. But yeah. Dude, I think what you're doing is great. I can't wait for you to, you know, have the right tools, have the right, you know, I don't know, maybe environment. I don't know, but like, I see you knowing that all this is just kind of off the top of your head kind of gets me kind of even more excited about your journey with this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to exactly put in words other than that, but like, I can see you doing some really exceptional stuff.
Oh, appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
I'll help in any way I can. You need anything, let me know. I got you.
No problem.
Well, yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to throw some 3 shots at funny at this man. All right, we'll see you in a second.
Be back.
All right, welcome back.
Hey, what's going on?
Yo.
All right, so Austin, I'd like to ask you about how you kind of manipulate all this on your phone. Like, what kind of equipment do you use to kind of kind of sew all this together.
Okay. Everything I've done so far is within the phone because I can't really afford like a setup like you got, Ron. So
it takes years to get this for sure.
If you have an iPhone, the most popular app to download, which basically turns your phone into a professional camera, lets you control white balance and shutter speed and frame rate. Your native app in your phone usually doesn't let you do all that.
Right.
And you ever taken a video on your phone, it'll change the daylight and everything.
Oh, of course.
Like
it'll
so you
automatically
can see,
adjust.
Yeah, you can see how
that's
the light exposure did it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you can control that and you can lock all that, focus and whatnot. It's called Filmic Pro is the app. I don't use it. It's not like really compatible with Samsung as much as it is on iPhone. There's an app called MC Pro 24
MC Pro,
FPS, I think it's called. I have it. I don't really use that because some Samsung models come with something called Pro Video, which lets you do all that.
Okay.
So that's the app I use. That's important if you want to make short films or whatnot, so you have more control, manual control over your image.
It just blows my mind that you do it on your phone.
Oh yeah, dude, it's
like
and you can too.
I couldn't imagine trying to do.
There you go, Paul.
Like editing on this show, even like on the phone. Like
You could. It would just be so painful.
it would be. Painful,
I would recommend it.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just edit on the iPad.
Right.
I wouldn't recommend it for something like this.
He's the toolbar. Oh god, I can't get that frame. Nope.
That and my big fucking fat fingers. And it's just
Boxer's hands.
I mean, obviously, if you can edit on something a little more,
of course,
like a desktop.
Yeah.
But you can accomplish some pretty decent results within your phone. I mean, they're decent. What else? You could buy a bunch of accessories for smartphone filmmaking or mobile filmmaking. Like there's this whole subculture out there of, I'm in a group on Facebook. All these guys, they make short films on their phones. I mean, I guess I discovered it was a big thing.
With selfie sticks?
So, yeah.
I mean, they use everything, right?
They have. You can.
I know they do.
Like you have to use like some kind of like gimbal and stuff like that, right?
I actually haven't for any of those, but I have one. It's called a Dji Osmo 3.
Okay.
They also, you might have heard of them. They make drones.
Yeah, I got one of those for sure.
I have two gimbals. I have a 2-axis one and a 3-axis one. I don't know the name of the company or how to say it. Zune.
Yeah.
Smooth X is the one, and then the DJI Osmo 3. I have a tripod, which is just an Amazon Basics tripod.
I got one of those too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so flimsy. You really can't. Yeah.
Like, there's one right there.
Yeah, it looks similar, same color and everything.
Same model.
I think it's the same brand, Newer. I have a Newer slider with a phone mount like that.
Okay.
On it. How much did you say the motorized ones? Were you telling me they were like really expensive?
$200 or $300.
Oh yeah, that's too rich for my blood, man. Mine was like $50.
Yeah.
I mean,
how long is a slider though?
Not long. It's only a foot.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's enough to give you a little movement,
right?
So it's not static.
And for those that can hear a baby crying in the background, it's my son's bedtime and he's not having it.
I've been there.
Right. Poor guy. But yeah, the motorized ones look freaking awesome. My thing of it is like I don't think I'm steady enough to move one manually without fucking up the shot. And I think I would.
Oh, it takes.
If I had any hair on my head, I'd pull it out. Maybe I'd start going from beard hair at that point. But
okay, actually, I made a list here of things that I have. Doesn't mean you have to have them. Doesn't mean that it's required.
Just got some tools in the arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, create creativity is the number one thing you need.
Yeah.
If you're innovative and you don't think you need all these tools, then you know what I'm saying.
I guess everything can be accomplished with enough patience,
I mean,
right?
If you can do it, you can do it.
I have a company called Ulanzi Rig, which is pretty much.
Oh, it's one of those frames.
Yeah, it looks like a frame with a handle, and
Yeah.
you put the phone in there, and you tighten it, and you could pretty much move it around. And it's not as steady as a gimbal, but it's better than with your
Right.
when you use your fingers on your phone, it picks up every vibration on there.
Sure does.
I have an anamorphic lens from Ulanzi, which I never use.
I was gonna say, aren't those like expensive?
It was probably my most expensive lens that I don't use.
Yeah.
Ever. Because you have to de-squeeze that footage.
Right.
Because if you've ever seen an anamorphic video before it's de-squeezed, you're like this big. You can either do that in some editing software, but the two apps I mentioned, you could do it while you're shooting. I don't like the way it looked.
Gotcha.
Like it didn't turn out as well as I thought it was gonna. So, I mean, I just went with my native camera app. I have omnidirectional microphone from a company called Movo. Omnidirectional means it picks up sound everywhere. Directional is probably more of a way to go if you're recording dialogue of some sort.
Right.
I have 3 lav mics, which you've probably seen them in interviews. You clip them to or you can hide them the best way you can to get decent audio. I have some gaffer tape,
Nice.
which I use to tape the cords of the mics.
You got to.
I have something called Atmosphere in a Can. Have you guys seen that?
Never even heard of that.
What is that?
It is. You can add haze to your video to give it some texture. It's for photography instead of, a fogger is expensive.
Sure.
You spray it for like 20 seconds and it'll give you some haze, but you usually need a light source to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just add some texture to your shot.
That's smart.
And an ND filter. That is actually a pretty important one because it stands for neutral density. It's pretty much sunglasses for your phone. If you go outside and you try to film something at 24 frames per second,
overexposed.
And you got to change your shutter speed so you can see, or it is overexposed. But if you have an ND filter, you don't have to do that. You just adjust the ND filter, and then your shutter speed can stay, I think, what is it, 1/48? It's supposed to be double of what the frame rate is.
Fuck, dude, I need to get an ND filter for my drone for when I go out west.
They make them, man.
Bright.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that'll be great.
Honey, another expense for me.
No, Ron. No spending of money.
I don't know if that one was that expensive. Oh, I have a blue streak, the lens flare filter, clip-on lens. Some people like those. Sounds like Paul didn't.
You're JJ now.
Yeah. Oh, well. Dude, there were some times you couldn't even see the actors' faces. They were so... And he even, admitted it, that he had to back it off when he did Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Treks were really bad with him. I don't know. I think they're okay for some shots, but I don't think I'd throw them in every single...
I can't stand it.
You hate it, huh?
I don't mind it, but it's just... Sometimes it's too much.
Oh, yeah. You got to know how to use it. I mean, it's a cool little cinematic thing. The flare that goes across there, The
bokeh.
Yeah, the bokeh, the blurry background. Yeah. That is also very hard to accomplish on your phone because the sensor.
That's something I like about the newer iPhone. You can really control the depth of field on it a lot better than previously. But yeah, that's something I'm still learning. Just, I've never tried to shoot any kind of, film or feature kind of thing. My whole thing has always been little vlog type things, or my furthest extent of that would be the music video thing I sent you. That's basically all I've done so far, but
it looked good. The lighting was really
Well, thank you. I really tried with that one. I got another music video I didn't try as hard on. It still looked all right. But
That's a skill, though. Like, a lot of people can't do what you guys do, like talk like that and, make it interesting. And I've tried, like, I'll put a camera up in front of me and then I'll try to, like, I think even one time I posted it, I said I didn't know what the fuck to talk about. And so I just started talking about random things.
Right.
honestly, I mean, when we first started this, I was very skeptical if it would go anywhere
Were you
because,
nervous?
oh yeah,
So I told him, take a drink.
this is why I have this all the time. It helps.
It's relaxed you.
Yeah, it loosens you up.
It
huh?
loosens up.
I get a little way too loose on one of the episodes, and it took us like 3 or 4 times to record that one.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was It's nerve wracking when you're like, all right, we're starting filming and we're gonna record, and then you can't just talk, even though
No, you
that's
got
pretty
lights
much what
all-
we're doing.
You got lights all over.
All
on
we're
you,
doing is
and it's like,
talking.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like even this episode, like this is the first time we've ever had anybody else in the room outside of my wife. She sat in, and your wife sat in on one before, but like it's usually just me and him just fucking busting each other's balls between takes and making somewhat sense of what we're talking about.
You were nervous about having a guest?
Yeah, really.
Really?
I have to admit it. Yeah,
I wasn't.
Yeah, fuck yourself. But yeah.
What about that made you nervous? Just setting it up and how you were gonna?
Oh, we haven't done it before. This whole like just having a rig set up toward your direction for you. We haven't done that yet, and I think a lot of it is I just didn't have that format or a routine built up for talking about another person in the room or anything like that. So that was the nervousness of it. It's basically my kind of control freak tendencies when it comes to that kind of stuff. Kind of a perfectionist in a sense.
Not you.
No, not me.
Never.
I think once you get past that, you are recording something for other people to hear. I feel like the way I'm looking at it is you kind of got to block that out and it's just us. It's just us talking, and there's really no one here. I mean,
yeah, exactly. The thing of it is too is like people who will find this interesting, who will listen to even as far along as this, and we're talking about the episode they're listening to. They like the rawness of it. They like hearing these kind of details and stuff. And I like keeping it as open as possible. We're not professionals by any means, but we're working toward that. Mm-hmm. And just anytime we get in here, it's always just another step toward that direction.
Every time I see you, I tell you guys it looks professional. Like I say that to everyone. I go, man, look how it's lit. I thought you color graded it.
It's lit. It's lit, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Eek.
Eek.
No, I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad that it looks decent, at least, I mean, that's the aspect of it too, is with the podcast, most people are just throwing up audio. If that was the case, me and him could shoot one of these every day and put it out the next day. Because I have the audio part down perfectly. Like I could pop that up there, clip out little things here and there, but for the most part, we could do this. 30 minutes later, I could have it ready to go up, But it's the fact that you have the video aspect of it. Because I think this is more of a show where, you want to see our expressions. You want to see any kind of like anything related to what we're talking about just pop up, like our would you rather stuff. I think what made that funny was the examples of what we were talking about randomly popping up there. I mean, the one that got me the most is when the annoying laugh popped up, and what was her name that popped up there? I forgot it already. She's from Ridiculous.
Chanel West Coast.
Yeah, Chanel West Coast. That was just what popped in my head. That's like the most annoying laugh I've heard outside of Fran Drescher.
That's awesome.
But yeah. Yeah, it's so easy just to talk like this, man. We've basically gone through a whole nother segment without even starting 3 shots.
Pretty much.
That's awesome.
I mean, I think you're right. That's what people like, how we're just kind of forget about all this and, we're just having a conversation.
Yeah. I really wish we're eventually going to get to the point where we don't have to take our breaks,
right.
with the whole camera issues. We're kind of being held back by that basis. But I can see, like, you know, people like Joe Rogan and stuff can go and talk for 3 or 4 hours at a time, especially with the guests that they have on there, like Elon Musk, and I mean, just the Undertaker was on there not long ago. And I was
really?
like, what? You know, it's crazy. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to take another break before we bring 3 shots back up.
All right, guess we will. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
So it's a Saturday night. You know what that means.
Oh, that's right. Give me just a minute. That's the stuff. I'm ready.
Oh, shit. All right, guys, I got 2 up on the roof, and I got 1 left in the front field right behind the SUV. You got him? All right. Ah, shit. Hang on, guys. I gotta take this. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Chris. I think Ashley's been looking up pictures of Jason Momoa again before we do it.
Again?
Yeah, again. What does this guy have that I don't have?
Well, there's the money, the hair, the abs. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Okay, well, I've got a little bit of money. And the hair that I don't have on my head, I make up for it in other places. And him and I look basically the same with our shirts off. I just don't get it.
All right, welcome back.
Hey there.
I'm sure we showed another little fine example of Austin's amazing work. But we're going to dive into our 3 shots of funny and take our guest along with us.
Do it! Yes, we know. You love it. It's so funny. I love it too.
It's such a nice little
Who was that?
little starter.
That's both of us.
That was me.
Oh, that was just you?
That was just me.
Oh, that was just him.
You
Okay.
said
I thought it was
something as I was already dying laughing.
I thought I'm just kind of lightly laughing in the background, but no,
Yeah,
it's all right.
That was a Joker laugh, man, wasn't it?
Fair. All right, so this week was Paul's wife's pick, and did she have a name for this?
Yeah, I mean, we'll call this Fur Birdie.
Fur Birdie?
Fur Birdie.
Yeah, all right.
There you go. Yeah, you're not gonna hit the squirrel. Go ahead.
He's gonna hit the squirrel.
Oh!
How is that squirrel just nonchalantly like, I got hit by a ball? It's okay. It's okay.
I'm fine. I'll live to tell.
It's like, I'll walk it off.
Holy crap!
I've seen squirrels take off faster just from hearing a loud noise. This little thing gets...
It made it better that he said, don't worry, you're not going to say it.
Right. He just gets pinged right in the top of the head and just like, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
He's okay, people.
All right, Paul, what you
All
got?
right, so before I put this one on here, I'll explain at the end, but I'm going to caption this one, Future Noah.
Future Noah? Oh, dear.
My dick is made of hardwood. My dick is very big. My mother says only my friends can sit on my dick. Michael, great sentences. The word is
Paul?
dick.
No, that's so sweet, buddy. The word's deck.
Shit, man.
They were great sentences.
They were fantastic.
So I can't wait when he starts learning the word DAC.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be hard not to die laughing from him,
God,
like
yes.
saying curse words. Even like it's already happened a couple times, and I'm like, my wife gets mad at me. Is like, don't you do it? And I'm just like,
well, yeah, because they're repeating stuff that you don't realize.
No.
What you said. My daughter said, "Oh shit," the other day when she heard something. I didn't want to be the teacher grading that. She's like, the grammar is all so good.
It's so good.
It's just one misspelling.
just one. All right, so mine has a little cat theme going.
Cat theme. Okay.
It's a theme indeed, that's for sure.
What the fuck?
That face, too.
Cats are assholes, though.
Oh, we have a shirt that says, I love cats, but I hate cats. You can say yes, they are assholes.
I have two, and we'll just clean the litter box, and they'll shit right outside of it.
Yeah.
Just to spite you.
Turd Ferguson's. Gosh.
One more time. See, obviously this is edited, but just the way he works on it, like he makes it look like the cat's actually producing this out of his ass.
Hey, we don't know.
Yeah, the truth. We don't know. Stranger things have happened, right?
That is very true.
Oh, man. All right, folks, we're going to wrap this up. Austin, thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see what you got coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
Me neither.
All right, folks, go to Austin's YouTube channel. It's linked down in the description below, but give him a follow. He's definitely someone you want to watch out for in the future. But we hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Later.
Roosters out.